I think we should wrap up this show with an older segment, our dumbass injury of the week.
Ugh,
Uh,
this
it involves
motherfucker.
it actually involves my fucking A's, but it also apparently involves your fantasy team. Is Mason Miller, phenom closer from the A's, actually a former Lansing Lugnut, was rumored to be one of a potentially huge trade commodity on the market. That was going to the A's were asking for ridiculous amounts for it because he's a lights out closer that throws like 104 miles an hour. Has just incredible statistics this year, but not just 1 week before the trade deadline, injured himself by punching the trainer's table and broke his pinky or broke his hand.
Yeah.
I missed the details about that, but the weird part of that is it wasn't his pitching hand. He actually had the foresight not to use his pitching hand to punch the trainer's table. He punched his other hand, but it's still going to set him out for several weeks. But I don't know. I thought it was funny. It's like, is he? We talked about sabotage earlier. Was he like sabotaging his trade value because he really wanted to stay in Oakland and just hurt himself 1 week before the trade deadline? Like,
I mean,
uh,
who wouldn't want to stay there?
I don't know why anyone would want to stay in Oakland. Maybe he wants to make sure he goes to Las Vegas. Actually, wouldn't he be going to Las Vegas next year? Maybe he's a huge fan of Sacramento,
Yes,
where the
that's what it
A's will be
is.
playing their games for the next couple of years. So,
He's a huge Kings fan, Sacramento Kings
oh yeah,
basketball, right? Yeah, so
yeah. Do they still play in Sacramento? I
I
have no
actually don't even
idea.
know. I don't
Yeah,
watch
it
pro
sounds
basketball.
familiar, but
It sounds familiar. I'm probably making some reference. Someone's probably gonna
it was a
leave a
'90s
note
reference.
somewhere like, "Hey,
They've been
ass."
gone for 20
Yeah,
years.
they've been gone for 2 decades. Oh, sorry.
I
I
have no
don't care.
idea.
Guess how many
Yeah.
fucks I give? 0.
So
Boom.
that was that just led to more questions than answers about Mason Miller, like what his motivations were or lack thereof for
Well,
being a meathead.
I tell you what happened though for you is before Mason Miller got injured, I was, holding on to that 1 point lead
Oh, is this going to be another
uh,
fantasy minute?
and I had 5 points in save holds. Now I have 3.5 in save holds because
Ah,
they waited a few days to put him on the IL, so he was just sitting there not playing. And that race is so tight, I lost a few days there. So now I'm a
as
point and a
I
half out of first.
as now I have solidified my grip on our fantasy league as I had predicted
Well, I don't
previous to
think
last
it's
show.
really a grip. Here's what I'll say about the fantasy minute. The coming out of the All-Star break, all my number one starters got pushed back to fourth and fifth guys in the rotation, which was so bizarre. Scooble didn't pitch until like the fifth game coming out of the All-Star break.
Oh, that's right.
Same
Before the
thing
trade
with
deadline.
everyone because most of my pitching staff because it's so elite pitched in the All-Star game that no one pitched coming out of the All-Star break. So
Not quite elite enough.
my philosophy has now come back to bite me in the second half of the season because I'm like a start behind everyone else because all these
Oh,
lower end starters got moved up. So whatever. I know I'm bitching. I
yeah,
will
you don't
say
sound bitter
though,
at all.
I will say though, I picked up Chaz Chisholm off the waiver wire. Uh,
Chaz Chisholm.
yeah,
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
Jazz Chisholm.
Chisholm, yeah.
Sorry.
And he has been nothing but illustrious for the Yankees. 4 home
Yeah.
runs over the first 3 games he's played for them. That was
Smart move. Yeah.
four over
We're
2 games.
we're in an
So,
AL only league for anyone who gives a fuck, which is no one. But yeah, to pick up a player that's been traded from the National League into the American League is a shrewd maneuver, especially when they hit 4 home runs that quickly. So
yes.
good by you. Well done, except you're still behind me in the
Yeah.
standings.
By
So
the way, folks,
congratulations.
get ready for a lot of this with the way our teams are trending because this is the only thing that's entertaining Smitty and I right
Yeah,
now.
maybe we'll just change this to a fantasy podcast where we just like recount our league, what happened to us every week. Although I'm barely paying attention to that at this point.
Word Hole Media.